Assalamu alaikum and kia ora everyone. It's Munib from Social Driving Academy, and today I have Siddiqa with me for a mock driving test. So Siddiqa, you're on your learner license?
Yep.
And you've had that since November 2022, so that's going on to about a year and some months?
Yep. Yeah.
How's the last year and so been in terms of driving?
Not too bad. I think the past times I did go for my test, I was a little too nervous. I wasn't too prepared, but hopefully third time's a charm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Third time lucky.
Yeah.
So in terms of the two other times that you've attempted the tests, where have those been and how long ago were those?
Both were in Takanini,
Oh,
and
yeah.
My first one was right after I was able to go for my restricted.
Okay.
Second time was not too long ago, I think about 3 months ago now.
Okay.
But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think it was just a few silly mistakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's what catches people out often.
Yeah.
It's the little things. But you would have learnt from those previous two attempts then?
100%. Yeah.
Had you gone for like a mock test prior to those two?
No, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So all of this then just feeds into being better prepared for your next attempt. So are you booked in for your test then?
Yes, in May.
In May?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's a little while away still then, at least about 4, 5, 6 weeks then. Okay, cool. So you know the format of the restricted test then. This is going to be somewhat similar in that I'll give you directions, left turn, right turn. We'll go through all of the maneuvers that are needed in terms of driving on the road and that are assessed in the test. Change lanes, reverse parallel parking, a 3-point turn, if we can add that into the mix.
Yeah.
Unlike the test, I'll also give you some feedback as we drive along.
Okay.
So I'll just call little things out. If you're doing something well, I'll let you know, and if something's not quite up to the standard, then I'll let you know as well. And I'll also record notes so that you don't have to remember everything that I say.
Yep.
And then we'll have a bit of a debrief at the end.
Awesome.
Yeah, do you have any questions before we begin?
Nope, that's all good.
Okay, cool. So whenever you're ready then, I'll get you to move off and then turn left over here, and then we'll turn right onto the driveway, and then we'll exit out.
Awesome.
Cool. Cool, and then a right turn here. And then a right turn at the end of the driveway. So all the way out. You're just in L gear, so you'll just want to move the gear stick up 2. Yeah.
2.
And then 1 more. Cool, excellent. Cool, all the way to the end of the road, and then to the right at the end of the road. Straight ahead. At the end of the road, turn around, U-turn. So you've also got to indicate for the U-turn then. So do your indicator first and then your mirrors and your blind spot check like you did.
Yeah.
Oh. right turn into the next street. Follow the road. And then another U-turn at the end, so let's turn around. At the next street, turn right. Same again here, let's do a U-turn, turn around. Cool, at the end of the road, turn right. At the end of the road, turn right. At the next street, turn left. At the traffic light, turn right using the left right turning lane. And then it's 60k from here. A little bit wider, Siddiqa, go a little bit wider to the left. Yeah, so there's two lanes turning right there, and if you're in the left right turning lane, then you want to go wide in case there's a large vehicle on your right, and they're going wide and you're going narrow. And then let's move into the left lane as this lane opens up. Left lane, sorry. Yeah. And then follow the corner to the left. Cool. When safe, let's change lanes to the right. And then at the traffic light, let's turn right. road, turn right. At the end of the road, turn right. At the next street, turn left. At the end of the road, turn right. Cool. So with that diverging to the right, to sort of cross into the middle of the road, you'd also want to add in a blind spot check to the right when you move across that way, and then a blind spot check to the left. I probably want to do it a little bit sooner as well. Like I'm sure those guys were probably panicking as well, like wondering whether you're going to move across or whether you were just going to stay in that position. So I'd probably just move across a little bit earlier. At the next street, turn right. Yep. Cool. At the end of the road, turn around. At the end of the road, turn left. At the next street, turn left. At the end of the road, turn left. At the traffic light, turn right. the traffic light, turn right. Straight ahead. Your probably first instinct to slow down was probably the right instinct. I think we had a little bit of room there to be able to slow down.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you could anticipate the traffic lights changing colours, if they've been green for a little while, then that might just help out a little bit. Let's turn left into this next street. At the roundabout, let's turn around. So it's the third exit. 1, 2, 3. And then at the next street, turn right. It's just at the bottom of this little hill. And let's pull over to the left somewhere along here. And then let's do a 3-point turn. Let's turn around. Even though the road's quite wide and you could probably get away with a U-turn, let's do a 3-point turn.
Okay.
You want to stop before the driveway?
Oh,
Yeah. You're not allowed to enter into any driveway. Yeah, that's probably enough sufficient space in the front. Cool. And then a right turn at the end of the road. Yeah, so just no entering into any driveway, just making sure that you're staying on the road. And then just move your gear stick up one to drive. Cool. At the traffic light, turn left. When safe, change lanes to the right. And then at the traffic light, turn right. Straight ahead. At the next street, turn left. And Siddiqa, with those left turns, you could probably start moving over to the left. As soon as you start to indicate left,
Yeah.
start moving to the left of our lane to be able to turn left. At the next street, turn right. And a U-turn at the end of the road. Cool. At the end of the road, turn right. At the end of the road, turn right. At the traffic light, turn right. At the next street, turn right. Straight ahead. Let's turn right into the street. Sorry for the late notice there. Cool. Let's get ready for a reverse parallel park. So I'll get you to park up next to that grey car, the fourth car on the left, and then let's reverse parallel park behind it. Cool.
Is it this one?
Yep. Cool. So it looks like you're a little bit far from the curb, just a little bit.
Yeah.
You've got to be within 30 centimeters. So with the parallel park, check both your blind spots before you do any reversing. Maybe I felt like you didn't check the blind spots. Do you remember whether you did? Yep, cool. So anytime that you're reversing, check both your blind spots. And then you reverse, you were quite far away from the car. So when you started correcting yourself, you were still quite far from the curb. At this point here, with this movement here, this being movement number 1, you can go back 7 meters. So that's almost like to the front of the car behind us. So if you realize that you're still too far away, then just continue reversing and getting closer to the curb. And then for that second movement, you'll just be able to pull forward and be closer to the car.
Yeah.
Cool. So when you're ready, let's move back and then move off. Remember to check both your check both your blind spots. Yeah, left, right. Cool. Why don't you have another attempt with this car here? So let's pull up next to it, indicate left. Yeah. To reverse. Check both your blind spots before you do any reversing. Yeah. So, I can tell that you're still going to be far away from the curb. Yeah. So at this point, yeah, get closer to the left and just continue reversing. Yeah, cool. Without getting too close to the curb. Yeah, that's good. If you came back a little bit more, Siddiqa, you'd end up parallel with the curb, and then all you'd have to do is pull forward. But yeah, this is acceptable as well. This is okay. Cool. Yeah, that's better. See? Cool. When you're ready, let's reverse back and then move off. Check both your blind spots, of course. Cool, don't forget to indicate for the U-turn. Cool, all the way to the end of the road and then turn right. And come a little bit closer to the left, I think. Yeah. Just with there being no center line.
Yeah, I think that's one of my feedback.
Oh, yeah.
My first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't too bad. I mean, you weren't on the wrong side of the road, but you were probably on top of the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Cool. At the traffic light, turn right. Could do your wiper if you wanted to get rid of that mist on the windscreen. Yeah, it's just this left lever. Yeah, cool. Yeah. At the traffic light, turn right. Good. I'd probably start to indicate a little bit sooner for the merge though.
Yeah.
Just so
I didn't think it would be that abrupt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because the merge was sudden, or
yeah, the lines on the road were a bit faded, so I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know when it's gonna stop, or like, I saw the sign, so
you did see the sign?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Yeah. So at some point, then there's a merge, so you can start to indicate for it. Right turn into this next street. But what's important is that you did indicate, so it wouldn't be a critical error.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Then of course, just indicating earlier just helps others know what you're about to do. at the end of the road, turn right. And then let's turn right into the next street, so you could indicate, check your mirrors, check your blind spot, and then just work around the hazard. Yeah, shall we have another attempt at the reverse parallel park? Same car. Yeah, check your blind spot right as well, and make sure that it's nice and obvious, because that's an easy critical error if you don't, you know. And then having just another glance into your blind spot checks, because it's been a little while since you last checked. And remember that you can go back 7 meters, so as long as you're still doing this first movement, you can continue getting closer to this to the curb. Cool. And if you're happy, then yeah, much better again.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, good.
Awesome.
Cool. When you're ready, let's move off.
That's on the right gear, right?
Yep, you probably want to reverse anyway. Cool. Check both your blind spots. Good. Good. Yeah. And then work your way around the end of the road. Cool. One of the other little things, not a major, but sometimes when you're turning the wheel, then you end up with both your hands on the same side. So not a major, as long as you've still got control of the vehicle. But it's probably better to bring your hands back up to the top of the wheel, right turn, so that you can steer some more if you need to. Otherwise, if both your hands are on the same side at the end of the sort of turning circle, yeah, just inch forward a little bit at a time until you can see to the left. Yep, so just inching forward a little bit, as long as you're behind the line of the car there, you're okay. Go all the way to the end of the road. And then a right turn. Same there, you know, you're just locking your hands on the wheel and then you're just turning the wheel. But let's change lanes to the left when safe. And at the traffic light, let's turn left. then let's turn left onto the motorway. Remember, you're not allowed to block the cycleway or the bus lane, so stay outside of it until you're ready. And then check your blind spot before you cross over the cycleway or the cycle lane. So it's still 50 here until you pass the 100k sign. Okay, get your indicator going nice and early. Yep. Same thing here, you're going to merge to the right, so just leave your indicator on. Let's exit left at the next exit. And then at the end of the road we'll turn left. When safe, let's change lanes to the right. And then at the traffic light, let's turn right, using the right turning lane. All the way across, to the right some more, yep. Cool, and then let's turn right into the first driveway on the right. And then follow the road to the right. And then turn left into the first driveway on the left, and then park up anywhere along the left or the right. Cool. Alright, well, why don't you go ahead and turn the engine off, and then we can have a little bit of a chat.
The brake on?
And then you can release the brake. Yep. Yep. Cool. Excellent. How was that?
Not too bad. I was a little nervous, but
Yeah.
I think I did okay.
You said you weren't nervous.
No,
in the
and then I
beginning.
started driving.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, yeah.
yeah, and that's normal, right? Like,
Yeah, of
especially
course.
if you're being observed.
Yeah.
You know, even I get nervous when someone else is sitting in the back and watching me.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if a parent comes, then I'm like, oh, I better not say the wrong thing. So yeah, that's nerves are normal. Did you find that your nerves sort of went away after a little while, or did they stay?
No, I eased into it because
Yeah.
I felt more comfortable. I think I just needed to get used to the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And then
think
there's that,
every
of course.
time I was just like messing up the gears,
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that certainly adds to it because it's a new car and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
of
So you're
course.
going to use your own vehicle for the test then?
I'll use my friend's vehicle
The
because I'm
Vets that
I'm
you're
definitely used to
talking
it.
about. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that will help. But even if you do feel nerves, despite that, like you said, once you sort of ease into it, then they go away. So not to let that throw you off for the test duration.
Yeah.
Cool. So besides that, how do you feel you did?
I honestly think I did a lot better than my actual tests.
Okay.
Like, one of my critical errors were not indicating off the roundabout,
Oh, yeah.
and I knew that I was supposed to, but it was a double lane. Tokanini is just so chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm focusing on one thing, like
Oh,
my blind
yes.
spot, and it was just overwhelming. So I forgot to do that.
Oh, you forgot to indicate off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And in terms of today, then, do you feel like there were some things that you might have missed doing?
probably a couple of blind spot checks.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think I wasn't checking my blind spots enough and my mirrors.
Okay.
But I think I've gotten used to like using my mirrors before I brake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I too felt like you did really, really well. Yeah. Good mirror checks. Good overall indication. The blind spot checking, good speed control, positioning generally on the road as well.
Yeah.
But there were some things that I picked up, and some of these are just in general. The comments that I'll provide first
Yeah.
are generally, so like the blind spot checking, of course, anytime that you're moving side to side, you're changing lanes, you're reversing, you're merging, even when the lane splits into two, like it does over here when you turn right. Or left for that matter, if you're moving into the left lane, indicate to show which lane you're moving into, and then check your mirrors, your blind spot. Reversing as well, check your blind spot. And then also we talked about when you're turning left, indicate and then move on to the left side of the road or the left side of the lane as well.
Right.
So,
like close. To keep left.
Yeah.
Not close to the center line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So move to the left to make a left turn. Move to the right of your lane to do a right turn, for example.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. And then in terms of your steering, like as long as you're able to maintain control, then it's not a biggie. But I'd rather, and I think in general as well, it's probably better to steer and then bring your hands back up to the top of the wheel, like you just did when you parked up. You turned the wheel and then you brought your hands back to the top of the wheel. So that's just some general feedback. And then in terms of the specific maneuvers, we did the reverse parallel park. I pointed out that you need to check both your blind spots before you reverse, and you probably want to just continue to check the blind spot throughout that maneuver. You're allowed 2 minutes, so you can use that time to sort of keep checking, and also that you ended up a bit far away from the curb, so remember that you've got 7 meters that you can reverse back from the back of the vehicle in front. So use that backward space to get closer to the curb. The other thing that you could try is like tilting that mirror down for the maneuver, and then you'll be able to see the curb better. But then you'll just have to remember to bring it back up, raise it back up. Cool. And the second attempt was a little bit better, and the third attempt was probably the best attempt, and probably met the standard. The dead end, the first time that we did the dead end, you didn't indicate. The end of the road. But then I pointed out you've got to check your indicate as well, and then you corrected that. The 3-point turn, make sure to stay on the road, like not to turn into a driveway. We turned from what was similar to a flush median, one of these sort of sheltered sort of spaces, but the one that we used was slightly different in that there wasn't any diagonal lines, and it was wider. It was almost like a lane in itself. but you used that correctly, and we turned from the top and we turned from the bottom, so that was good. We did a couple of change lanes and they were all good. You know, you checked your mirrors, indicator, checked your blind spot, so that was good. And then twice we merged. One was like a lane ending, and then you had to merge to the right anyway. And then the other one was that the one that we merged towards the end. But probably just in terms of the indicator, just to get that a little bit earlier, get that going. And then here also that when the lane splits into two, by default you should move into the left lane.
Right.
But if you could indicate, check your mirrors, check your blind spot anytime the lane splits into two, regardless of which lane you're moving into. And then just a general comment around checking your blind spots before reversing. That comment around when turning, turn from the correct road position or the correct lane position.
So like if I'm turning right, keep right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're turning left, keep to the left. And then the multiple into multiple lanes here, like I feel like this turn here when you're turning right is a little bit different from other turns where it's quite obvious where you should stay in the lane, but here often people will start to go narrow. I can show you what this looks like this. Let's see if I can bring this up. And if you're turning right from the left lane, then you want to go wide.
I think because it's offline.
It's gone offline. Okay. Okay, cool. I'll show you what that looks like anyway. But it's two lanes. If you could imagine there being another lane here.
Oh, like to turn right?
Yeah, to turn right. And there is there probably isn't a very obvious sort of center line there. Therefore people in the left lane will often go narrow, but you want to go wide like that. Cool. Cool.
Because I thought I know that it's like if you're turning right, for example, and you're in the furthest lane to the right, that means that obviously I'm turning into the closest lane, right? But if I'm in the second closest lane to the right, I'm wider. Turning wider. Okay, awesome.
Turning wider. Cool. So that was and then just in terms of crossing the center line to pass a parked car or a hazard or whatnot, indicate, check your mirrors, but also check your blind spot before you move over, and then the same thing back in. So pretty good. A couple of critical errors there. So not checking your blind spot when we've crossed over the center line, you know, to pass the people changing the tire on that truck, and then not checking your blind spot when we did that reverse park, and then that first time that you didn't indicate for the dead end. So pretty good. I felt like you did quite well, Siddiqa. You're definitely well prepared, I guess, in terms of having done the other two tests and then this mock test as well. Do you have any questions for me?
With the two critical errors, that does mean that I failed this test, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's all right.
And that happened early on, you know, it happened within our first 10-15 minutes. So you probably wouldn't end up progressing. But they're easy ones, right?
Easy fixes, it's just something to remember.
For example, the failing to look, you know, the blind spot checks. If it makes it easier, if you're indicating, then go ahead and check the blind spot in that direction. If you're indicating right, check your blind spot in that direction. Indicating left, check your blind spot in that direction. Easy. And of course the indicator for the dead end now, you know, that should be all good.
And like after I've done my U-turn, I'm supposed to indicate off?
No,
when I'm...
you don't have to. If you
I just did that as a precaution.
If you did, it wouldn't be marked against you or anything like that, but it's not necessary. So what I'd recommend, Siddiqa, is if you can, I feel like you're quite ready to do your test. Keep a lookout on the slots online in case someone cancels or whatnot, and then try and reschedule for a slot earlier. Because otherwise May's quite far away.
It is. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know if I should push this test a little further.
But, it is quite far away, right? Well, if you can, try and pull that one, pull your test closer if you can. Cool. All right, well, if you don't have any questions, then I'll email this through to you. Good luck with the rest of your preparation, and we'll finish off the video by saying thank you for watching. like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time.